Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading is taking a look at the next week for you. What's coming up for you next week? What's going to happen? What do you need to be aware of? What do you need to do? What can you expect? So these cards came from the readings. I'm recording the intro after I've done the readings already. And hopefully one of these will resonate with you and help you know what reading to listen to. So for group one, the card is Shark. Swim away from this situation. For group two, it's Potion. Remember to practice self-love. And for group three, Gray. Endings are inevitable. All right, so all you have to do now is go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the reading you want to listen to, and it will take you right there. And I will see you there, y'all. Hey, group one. Okay, we are going to take a look at what's coming up for you in the next week. So whenever you're hearing this, I would say, consider it, next week, however that resonates with you. So not necessarily the next 7 days, but next week is how they're giving it to me. Okay. All right, got a couple oracle cards. I've got some Lenormand cards and tarot, and we're going to, see what's coming up for you. All right, your first card is Waxing Moon. The energy is gaining momentum. And then we have Shark. Swim away from this situation. Okay, I'm going to pull the Lenormands now, but we'll talk about them later. Let's see, we have Stars, Fish, Okay, and Ship. Okay, nice. All right, let's get some tarot down and we'll see what this is going to look like for you. Okay. All right, we have the Eight of Cups. Four of Swords. And the Ace of Cups. And we're going to pull one more as an advice card. And your advice is Queen of Cups. All right, give me just a second. I want to take all these in, see if I get any messages for you, and then we'll hit the ground running here for you. Okay, hold there. So let me say that much. Okay, they're saying there's not going to be any major changes next week, but you're going to be opening doors, meeting people, and setting the stage for something new. So it's like you're approaching something new, and next week it will help put some of the pieces together for you for something that's coming a little bit further down the road. Anything else you want to say, Spirit, before we get into the cards? Okay, they're saying you're going to peek, sorry, you're going to peek out of the darkness and start seeing things the way they really are. In other words, there's something you haven't been seeing, right? Something you've been in the dark about, or, sort of just blinded about, something you're just not seeing clearly. Some light is going to shine on this next week. And what you were not seeing clearly before, you're going to start seeing clearly next week. They're saying it's a good thing. So don't feel like it's like some, dire thing you're gonna see or notice that you didn't know. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the cards. And we can pull a few more cards as well to clarify, but let's talk about what's here first. So at the beginning of the week, we have the Eight of Cups. You're going somewhere. You're going on a trip. You are going to visit someone. You're going to meet someone. You're going to be doing some work travel. Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody. But there's somewhere that you are going. It could be near or far. That is going to be significant. It's going to be significant in your week. But it will be significant more than just for next week. In other words, there's ramifications or there's ripples that happen beyond next week. But you are going somewhere, even if you don't know you are. You may find out that next week someone invites you to go do something, to go to lunch, go to dinner, or meet them for something, or you go somewhere new. Maybe you go and try something. I mean, obviously everybody goes somewhere all the time, but you're going somewhere. It feels fairly significant. They're saying even if it's just lunch or dinner, you'll know, right? It's not going to just be like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store. You're going to get an invitation, or you're going to give an invitation, or you're going to go somewhere. But anyway, it's going to feel significant to you. Like it's not a huge deal. You're just going to kind of know that this is something, right? And it is something. It's something that's going to stick with you for a while, actually. All right. And then we have the Four of Swords, and this is midweek. They're saying you're going to be taking a little bit of a break from what you've been doing. If you've been working really hard, you're going to take a break from that. If you've been working on a side project, or if you play a sport, or I don't know, there's something that you do all the time, relatively often, and it may just be work, right? It might just be like, the kind of work you do or how much work you're doing, but you're going to be taking a break from that. You're going to be doing less work if it's work, a little more fun, a little more laughter, they're saying, a little more joy. but also a little bit more rest. It won't feel quite so hectic or busy or stressful. It's going to feel good. Even if you're traveling, and like I said, this could be a travel card, but also it is something much less than that. But if you are traveling for work or for pleasure, you're also going to be taking a break there as well. Even if you don't think you're going to, you will. You'll get some rest. Yeah, they're saying even if you're not, you're not expecting it. Okay. And then by the end of the week, we have the Page of Cups. Oh, hold on. They just said something. What'd you say? Oh, okay. They're saying there's going to be a message of peace. Possibly love, but not really. They're really emphasizing peace. So if there has been someone that you have been, that you've had tension with, that you have been fighting with, or been, just knocking heads, or, whatever. Like there's been some tension with someone. And you're going to get a message of peace. What does that mean, a message of peace? Oh, they're going to say something nice. They're going to compliment you. They're going to acknowledge you, be kind to you in a way where it's not fake. It's not just to be polite. It's because they genuinely mean it. And this is from someone who you might someone you most certainly are not expecting that to come from. Okay? And then the advice, being the Queen of Cups, is to be gracious, right? The whole week, obviously, but most certainly when this message of peace comes your way. Be gracious, be compassionate, be kind. Be the queen that you are, regardless of gender. Hold your head up high and accept what they're saying in the intention it's meant. And be kind back. It's nice. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper. Let's see what else Spirit can tell us. Spirit, can you clarify these cards for group 1, please? All right, we have 9 of Wands reversed. We have the Queen of Wands reversed. Two of Pentacles, and one more for the advice, please, Spirit. And we have 10 of Wands. Okay, all right. So going back to the beginning of the week, definitely going to be going somewhere. You're going to be putting your guard down with this 9 of Wands reversed. You're going to be going somewhere, meeting someone, traveling somewhere you might not be 100% comfortable about. There's something about it that bristles you, that makes you a tiny bit uncomfortable. Maybe it's because you don't know what to expect. Maybe these are people you haven't seen in a while, or someone you haven't seen in a while, or a place you've either never been or you've not been in a while, or there's something there that you want to go, but you can see it's going to be something significant. And it's like you have two options. You can go there with your guard up and, kind of a chip on your shoulder and just assume it's going to be for the worst, or that, it's just not going to be okay. Or you put your guard down. You let your vulnerable side come out. You give it your best. You give it your best intentions. You put your best foot forward. You make the most of it. And that is what you're doing next week. For some of you, it's like you're choosing to be the better person. Maybe this is someone who really rubs you the wrong way or brings out the worst in you. But that's not necessarily for everybody. It really is an energy of going somewhere that you know is important. You just don't quite know how it's going to go. So you are feeling a little bit vulnerable, but you're handling it the right way. You're not like putting your guard up and putting walls up, which is good. Midweek, you've got the 4 of Swords and the Queen of Wands reversed. It's rest. It's taking it easy. It's putting like any sort of boss energy like in your back pocket. If you tend to be a little bit bossy, if you tend to like really want to get your way, to be controlling in any way, or just, have things like be like your way or the highway. Like if you're like that sometimes, midweek next week, you're not going to be that person. You're going to put that away and find some inner peace and rest and relaxation. Doesn't mean you won't have any fun, because I do see you having like some happiness midweek. Like there's something, it feels good. It's just not, it's not like fireworks excitement. It's more, laughing, joy, rest, peace, enjoying yourself. Okay. End of the week, you've got somebody coming in with a message of peace. Could be an apology, but I don't feel like it is an actual apology. It feels more like an apology without saying they're sorry, or again, they just keep saying message of peace. It's a message, a genuinely heartfelt message to you, and they mean what they say. Okay. And with this 2 of Pentacles, they're saying you're going to take it in stride. You're going to start weighing the good and the bad. Like they said at the beginning, that just popped in my head. You're going to start seeing things differently than you did before. You're going to start seeing things in their true light, because you came in and you gave it a chance, an honest, open chance, despite maybe some hesitation. And so you're going to be weighing this, you're going to be looking at the good, looking at the bad. It's not that you're making a decision, because you're not. You're just looking at both sides. And they're saying both sides of the coin. You're looking at both sides. Okay? Anything else on that, Spirit? They're saying you won't necessarily know what's good or bad or right or wrong. You're not making a choice or a decision. You're just kind of stepping back and seeing the whole picture, like maybe for the first time, seeing things as they really are and really looking at all of it. Okay. And then, of course, the advice, Queen of Cups, and then we have the Ten of Wands. Be your best self. Put in the work to come through next week with some grace and some poise and some compassion. It won't necessarily be, hold on one second. Yeah. I mean, they're saying it's hard work, but why is it so hard to be kind? What? Okay. It's not that it's hard work to be kind. You're putting in the work, and maybe it's with this relationship or this situation. Yes, that's what they're saying. You're putting in the work, right? You're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the work, rather than just turning your back on this situation and walking away. You're putting in the work and being the kind of person that you know you are, just maybe not always in this environment or with this person or people. You're going to be your best self. And you're going to make an effort to be your best self. Because you're going to see that that things aren't what you thought they were. Okay. Okay. They want to talk about these cards first before we get to the Lenormand. So the energy is gaining momentum. Like I said, next week, there's not going to be any big, like, momentous changes, like big, moments. But next week is like a stepping stone to change. It's a door that's opening, where maybe it has been shut for a while. So just like this card, it's gaining momentum. You're not there yet, right? But you're going to notice some progress in some way. And then Shark, swim away from this situation. During this week, next week, like I said, you've got options, right? You can go in with, your guard up, walls up, chip on your shoulder, just prepared for negativity and tension and arguments. But Spirit is saying, don't do that. Swim away from this situation means if you feel yourself getting upset about something, getting tense about something, walk away. Walk away. Find some peace, find some rest, center yourself, take a deep breath, go back with a fresh attitude. And I'm not saying you necessarily will, get angry, but I think there's going to be moments where it could go either way, right? You can either get upset and then it might ruin your day, or you can take a deep breath, walk away from whatever it is that's bugging you, and give yourself a chance to reset. And that's Spirit's advice, but also it's what we're seeing here is exactly what is going to happen. So you're going to do it well. All right, let's talk about the Lenormands. We've got the stars and the fish. There's a lot of reasons to be hopeful next week. Fish represents abundance. The stars represent hope. You might not see it now, or even like at the very beginning of the week. But by the end of the week, you'll recognize what this week, I just want to say like the ramifications of this week. And that's feels like a negative word, but it's not a negative thing. It's going to, again, it's going to like ripple out and create bigger changes around you in the future. It's going to be a lot of good things, a lot of abundance, a lot to be hopeful for. Okay. They're also saying there's going to be a lot of eyes on you with the fish and the stars. You see all the fish in the card and they're looking at the stars. Almost like you're in the spotlight a little bit. Could be literal, but most likely it's just figurative. A lot of eyes will be on you. And they're going to think, Spirits just tell me they're going to think you're incredible. You're going to make a very good impression. And that's how it should be, because that's what you deserve. Okay. And then we have bouquet and the ship. Bouquet represents a gift and the ship represents travel. So again, you're going somewhere. It could be near, could be far. But it's going to be a good thing. You don't have anything to worry about. You're going to be fine. It's all going to go so well. And if you don't know where you're going yet, if you don't know what this thing is yet, just give it a minute. You know what I mean? Like by next week, by the beginning of next week, you'll know what it is. And you'll go, oh, that's, you know what I mean? Like you're going to know. It's not like you're going to go there and then realize later. You're going to know that you're going somewhere that's going to be a thing, right? Or could be. But you're going to go and make the best of it. You're going to do a great job. It's going to end up really, really well. You're going to leave with a feeling of contentment, of happiness, of joy, of feeling good, feeling like you did the right thing. And others are going to recognize you and see just how beautiful and wonderful and compassionate and kind you really are. So if they ever thought maybe you weren't, they'll have a new impression of you next week, because you will be bringing your best self out. I'm sure of it. All right, group one, that's all I've got for you. That's your week next week. So enjoy it. I would love to know, if you know where you're going. I would love to know. Drop that down in the comments and let me know where you're headed, or anything else you want to tell me. I'd love to read your comments. And if this resonated, if this is helpful at all to you, I hope you'll give the video a like. It just helps other people find my channel, and then they get the videos and the messages they're meant to see. It's just all working with YouTube's algorithm. You know how it goes. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, y'all. Have a great one. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. Okay, we are going to take a look at what's coming up for you in the next week. So consider the next week to be, whenever you're watching this video, not necessarily the next 7 days. It's the next week. So if you're watching this, most people consider the week to start on Monday. So, if you're watching this on a Thursday, it'll be like starting Monday, or whatever you consider to be next week. They were kind of specific about calling it next week and not the next 7 days. So that's why I'm clarifying that. All right, I've got some initial cards here for you, and then I've got some tarot, and let's take a look. What's happening? What's up for you? All right, your first card is Full Moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. Okay. And we have Potion. Remember to practice self-love. And her shirt says Basic Witch. All right. I'm gonna show you the Lenormand cards. We're gonna pull them. I'm gonna pull the tarot. We'll get into everything together at once. All right, so we have the Key, Whips, the Scythe, and the Snake. Gonna move these over. These cards want to be all side by side. All right, let's get into your tarot. Let's see what's there. All right, we have the Four of Wands, Page of Cups, and one more, please, Spirit. And lastly, Judgment. And I'm going to pull one more card as an advice card. And then we'll get going. And the advice is the Knight of Cups reversed. Interesting. All right. Okay, give me just a second. I want to take all this in and just listen to see if they give me any initial messages for you. And then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay. Okay, they're saying, is that right now? Okay, they're saying right now, you're not feeling the love from someone. Like feeling love, like you're not getting the attention, the consideration, the compassion, the connection from someone. And I know the cards look very counter to that, but that's why they're saying it's like that's probably how you're feeling now or have been feeling. Right? Okay. Let me see if they have anything else to say. You're saying it's time to take a break from this. What is this, Spirit? From this, okay. They're saying from this person, this relationship. Not leave them. They're not saying that. They're saying take a break for yourself. Spend some time by yourself. Be with yourself. And like let yourself recalibrate. Okay. All right. Well, that's an interesting initial message. I'm sure you know instantly if this resonates with you. If it doesn't, certainly try one of the other readings. But let's talk about what's going on in the cards. So, the cards, when I just look at them, tell me that this not feeling the love is going away. is somehow going to be recovered. This relationship is going to have a turn. But let me get into each card. So we have the Four of Wands. They're saying, hold on. They're saying your relationship is stable. You're generally in a happy relationship, partnership, whatever this is. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, even though, like, the first message was feeling the love. But, we love friends. It's somebody that you're very close to. Probably someone you live with or spend a great deal of time with at home. Spirit is saying your relationship is stable, but your emotions are not necessarily right now. Okay? So at the beginning of the week, at the beginning of next week, you'll know that your relationship is stable. You'll know that in the big picture, you're in a good place. But Spirit's saying there's more to it than that. There's more underlying the situation that you don't really talk about, that neither of you probably mentions. You don't discuss it, they're saying. You don't discuss it. So, for all intents and purposes, you are the picture of happy. But underneath, not so much. Okay, interesting. And then by midweek, we have the Page of Cups. Okay. All right. Spirit's saying this, normally the Page of Cups is a message of love. It's an apology. It's someone, expressing like beautiful feelings toward you. And Spirit is saying this is not coming from your person. They're saying this is coming from yourself. You're going to be taking better care of yourself, showing yourself a little more compassion and love, being more kind to yourself. And it's interesting because I don't normally read the Page of Cups as a message to yourself, but certainly, it can be. You're telling yourself that you are important too, that you are worthy of your own self-love, and you deserve it. By the end of the week, you get a little bit of a wake-up call with the Judgment card. Spirit saying this is not the end of anything, so don't worry. Again, they're saying your relationship is stable. There's just some underlying unhappiness that kind of needs to be rooted out and brought into the light of day. If you look at this card, you could see like these are supposed to be people who are rising from their graves, coming up from underground and answering the call of Gabriel. Similarly, there are things in your relationship that need to be dug up, that will be brought into the light of day. a relationship can't thrive if there continues to be underlying resentment and tension. Even if like you're happy otherwise, that resentment and tension and negativity will fester and grow. And then it becomes ugly. But you've got this Judgment card here, and it's upright, which says you're going to you're going to face this challenge. I mean, I feel like it's a minor challenge in the big picture, but it's a healthy one for your relationship. All right, we're going to talk about the advice in a minute, but I want to pull some more cards, get a little deeper here. Spirit, can you clarify these cards for group 2, please? All right, we have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands reversed. And one more, please. And the 6 of Pentacles. And let's pull one more. Let's go ahead and clarify the advice while we're doing it. And 10 of Cups reversed. Interesting. Okay. So going back to the beginning of the week, everything looks picture perfect, right? Everything seems happy, but there are some underlying problems you need to work on. The 3 of Pentacles is a card of having to work on something. It can represent, getting therapy. It can represent talking things through with a friend, even with each other. But in this scenario, it's needing to work on something. What else do you want to say about that, Spirit? Go ahead. Yeah, they're saying you're going to call on someone to help you. So yes, there's something you guys need to work on, but this is less about you working on it together this week, and it's more about you making some space for yourself and getting some outside help, guidance, advice, someone to talk to, whether that be a professional or be a friend, right? Or a family member. Someone you can trust, someone who is unbiased, that is just has your best interest at heart. Doesn't have to be a major thing. It's you creating some space for yourself and just talking it through with someone. Okay. Midweek, like I said, you're going to be making a point to love on yourself a little bit, to be kinder to yourself. Any negativity that kind of rumbles under the surface, any they're saying brassiness. It's like saltiness, sassiness with an edge, not so positive edge. Some of that comes from, it comes from what's sort of festering under the surface here. I feel like there's issues on both sides, but there's sometimes when you are also not necessarily the nicest or the most patient. We all are like that sometimes, right? But taking some space for yourself, doing some self-care will help bring you back to you, to the real you, and give you some perspective. Anything else on that? Okay. And then lastly, again, Judgment card. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. You're going to start, once you take a step back and give yourself what you need, you're going to see what's missing in your relationship. What isn't, whatever it is that isn't being talked about is going to, it's going to be very aware. You're going to be very aware of it. It's going to come to the surface, and you're going to have a moment where you go, oh, right, that's what's going on. And you may think you know now, but as you spend more time just sort of by yourself, you'll even get even more realizations. The Judgment card is about realizations, things that have been hidden coming to the surface and being acknowledged. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. It's a card of getting what you need and giving what someone else needs. Finding some balance. Being, feeling open enough to share what's going on, what you need. If you see the beggars on this card, they clearly need something, and they're not afraid to put their hand out and go, I need this, you have it, you can give it to me. And that's sort of the conversation you'll be having with your person together. And you're going to get what you need. And things will be okay. Relationships are work. You have to work on it. Letting things fester, sweeping things under the rug. It's a shortcut to a ruined relationship, honestly. So Spirit's just sort of giving you a heads up that that this next week will be about taking care of yourself and finding some perspective, and then coming back in and making it work. So the advice: Knight of Cups reversed, 10 of Cups reversed. Spirit wants you to acknowledge what makes you unhappy. Think about it. Spend some time with that feeling. Spend some time understanding what's missing from this relationship, from your life with this person. And what do you want from them? Don't try to paint the rosy picture that you kind of start out with at the beginning of the week. Really look at the truth of it all. Feel free to get into the mud and sort of dig up the stuff you really don't want to think about or talk about or acknowledge. It's only by doing that you can come together in a healthier, more long-lasting way, in a way that's more beneficial to both of you. Okay. All right. So The moon card, full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is the planet of digging things up out of the ground, like volcano. I always think of Pluto as a volcano. That stuff rumbles underneath there. It heats up, it bubbles, it blisters and boils down there, and eventually it's too much and it blows its top and everything comes out into the open, right? You got a full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release the negativity. It's time to blow the volcano. And that doesn't mean explode. It means let it come up and out so that you can look at it and face it. And then remember to practice self-love. This next week is about taking care of yourself first, like taking care of yourself first, being good to yourself, caring for yourself in a way that you would love for someone else to care for you, but it has to start with you. And it needs to be done with some space, right? So find it, make it, go somewhere, whatever you need to do. Spirit's saying you will. You'll find some space. You start with self-love, and then it can expand, beyond that. All right. Let's look at the Lenormand cards. We have the key and the whips. Key is a solution. The whips is arguments. It's something that is repeatedly frustrating, triggering, upsetting, but there's a solution. There's a solution. And Lenormand cards are read in a certain direction. So if you wonder why I'm holding them in a certain way, why I moved the cards earlier, this is why. So the solution to cutting the arguments, the scythe is cutting the arguments. It's sort of like a sentence. Is for you to stand in your own power. The snake represents, among other things, a powerful woman or man. It's a woman because it's a woman in the picture, but a powerful person who is not afraid to shed their skin and start fresh. Now, you may be shedding your skin literally, maybe do some exfoliating, that kind of thing. That's great. But the bigger picture is stand in your power. Be what you need to be for yourself. And then be willing to shed your skin to get rid of the negativity and start new. All right. Well, that is all I have for you, but interesting reading. I would love to hear sort of what is going on with you, how this goes, how this looks to you from your point of view. I would love to hear that. So drop me a comment down below, and I read all of them. I respond to all of them. If this resonated for you, if this was helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate most of all that you're here and you're watching this video and letting me share these messages with you. So thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. Okay, we are going to take a look at what is coming up for you next week, in the next week. Whenever you're watching this video, that's when this time frame starts. But essentially, they kind of made it clear to me it's not necessarily the next 7 days, but the next week. So take that as you will. All right, I've got some Oracle cards, Lenormand cards, and then some tarot. So we're going to look at all of it and get a real good look at what you can expect in the next week. So, all right, your first card is Balsamic Moon, A Time for Healing. Then we have gray. Endings are inevitable. Okay, let's look at your Lenormand. We have the fox, the rider, fish, and the child. Okay, and now let's get some tarot cards out. All right, we have 8 of Cups, Queen of Wands reversed, and the 5 of Wands. Okay, and let's get one more, please, Spirit, for advice. Pull an advice card for us. And the advice is Ace of Pentacles reversed. Okay. All right. Give me just a minute. I just want to take all this in and see if they send me any initial messages to share with you. And then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay. 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 All right. They're telling me that you are dealing with already, so don't worry, you're dealing with some kind of loss. For some of you, it will be a relationship that ended. For some of you, it will be a job loss that has already happened, so don't worry. For some of you, it may be a death of someone that someone passed on. Again, I just want to reiterate, these are things that have already happened. It's something you're dealing with already. So don't worry if you're listening to this and you think, oh no, I'm gonna lose my job. No. If this reading is for you, you're dealing with some kind of loss already. Okay. Anything else you want to say about that, Spirit? Okay. They're saying to a few things. They're saying to go with the flow, that the sun will come back out. It only feels dark right now. And don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to feel sad. Don't be afraid to feel the emotions you have. And just let that be. They're saying let that be your anchor right now, is to just feel. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the cards. So at the beginning of the week, we have the Eight of Cups. This is you. I know this is not the traditional meaning of this card, but this is you dealing with some kind of loss. This is not you walking away, but someone walking away from you, or someone or something going away, leaving, in whatever form that has taken in your life. Someone has moved on, or something has left you. Like I said, you're already dealing with that. But at the beginning of the week, that will be, a fairly prominent feeling that you're going to have. It'll be on your mind a lot. It'll be something you'll be dealing with, which is probably not a surprise to you, because I'm sure you're dealing with it now. And I'm first of all, I'm really sorry, y'all. I've been through some really hard times myself, and I feel you. So I'm really sorry for that. All right. By midweek, you have the Queen of Wands reversed. They're saying you've lost a little bit of your spark. You're not quite yourself. You're feeling down, you're low energy. You're not going to be like they're saying, like up and at 'em. It's a low key energy. And that's okay. Like don't try to force it, don't judge it. It's okay. But it's nice to know, not nice to know, but it's good to know what to expect, and when it happens, to know it's absolutely okay. And just, again, they said, let yourself be anchored by what you're feeling, by what you're going through. It's okay. All right. But by the end of the week, we've got the Five of Wands. You get a little bit of your fighting spirit back by the end of the week. Whether that's just, getting yourself up out of bed or off the sofa, out of the house, and, doing something that makes you feel alive again, or it's, competing for, a job, or going, it's fighting that, not fighting these feelings, but what's the right way to say it? They're saying you're giving yourself the jump start you need to start moving forward again. That's a good way to put it. Okay. All right, we're going to pull a few more cards, get a little more information here. All right. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. We have the Five of Swords reversed. And the Seven of Swords. Okay, and one more, please, Spirit, to clarify the advice. We haven't talked about the advice yet, but let's get a second card just to do it while they're in my hands. And 6 of Pentacles. Okay. So, back to the beginning of the week. You're feeling the loss of something, a situation. It could have been a job, a person in your life. Something, something fairly significant that has you kind of wondering, like, what now? And with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, you're wondering if, like, they're saying it feels like life has stopped. Like you've run out of luck. You're not going anywhere. They're just saying, like, life has stopped. Maybe you're really down and you're like giving yourself some time to heal, just like the Balsamic Moon says. They're saying to show it to you again. Okay. It says a time for healing, the Balsamic Moon. So you may be giving yourself time to heal, kind of cocooning and being with yourself, by yourself, comforting yourself. But it does feel a bit like life has stopped for a moment there. Midweek, again, we have the Queen of Wands reversed, and then we have the 5 of Swords reversed. In the middle of the week, you're not going to have the energy to fight it. That's just reality. It feels a little bit like giving up, but you're not giving up. You're giving into the feeling. You're giving into whatever emotions you're experiencing, whatever you're dealing with. And that's what Spirit wants you to do. Feel it. Give yourself time to, like, experience everything you're feeling. Don't over dramatize it. Don't wallow in it. Just witness it, feel it, experience it. Because by the end of the week, if you do that, you give yourself this space for healing, you'll be back in fighting spirit again. They're saying you'll be on a roll. You'll find the energy to get up and get moving and get back to life. You're going to move forward. Now, the 7 of Swords typically is a card of betrayal and deception and sneaking off. But that's not what it means in this case. How do you want me to put it? You're saying you're giving yourself the energy to do whatever needs to be done. And if you have to do it quietly, you do. If you have to do it on the sly, then you do. But either way, you're finding the energy, you're finding the inspiration to move forward again. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the advice. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed and the 6 of Pentacles. They're saying next week, again, give yourself some space, give yourself permission. You don't need to start anything new next week. Give it a break, give it a rest. If you need to take time off of work and you can, do that. If you need to turn your phone off and just have some space to yourself, do that. Push away. If you look at this when it's in reverse, it's kind of like the hand is pushing that pentacle away. Push away anything that feels like it's forcing you to do more than you're ready to do. Take care of yourself. And let go of those things that normally you would do just, to stay busy, maybe exercise, maybe whatever it is. All those things you do on a day-to-day basis. Clean your house, do the dishes. You're not going to let those things go forever. But for a few days, you can let those things be. And just be good to yourself. Allow yourself the chance to recover from whatever happened. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. At some point, hold on one second, they're saying something. Yeah. At some point, you're going to, again, get your energy back closer to the end of the week. You're going to get re-inspired, get back in the swing of it again. There's going to be a time when you need to give to yourself. Give yourself, first of all, permission to rest, permission to say no, permission to cocoon and hibernate if that's what you need to do. And then permission to get up and get going again, no matter what anybody else thinks. Permission to do it in whatever way works for you. They're saying give to yourself first before you worry about others. There's a time and a place to care for others and worry about others. This is not that time. This is the time to take care of yourself. So again, it's a time for healing. You will come through this, and like one of the early messages they said is the sun will come out again. It will. And it's sort of, if you think about it, you can sort of see that here in this picture. It's like the sun is just starting to rise or starting to set. But either way, the sun will rise again. And this just says endings are inevitable. And they are. Okay. Let's talk about your Lenormand cards. We have the Fox and the Rider. Spirit is wanting you to watch and listen and pay attention to the messages that you give yourself this week. What does that mean, Spirit? You're saying you're going to be taking in a lot of information. As you spend some time by yourself, you're going to be feeling things, thinking things. Listen to what you have to say to yourself. The Rider is a messenger card, much like the pages are in tarot. The Fox is very keen and sly, and he watches, pays attention to really get a feel of how things really are. If there are others who are, trying to get you to pull out of your shell, trying to get you to talk about it, trying to get you to just cheer up, be the Fox, be quiet, keep to yourself, give yourself this space to just be aware, to just be. And then we have the fish and the child. What's coming is something new. Do you want to share what that is? Okay. Oh, going back to this, they're saying you're going to witness something that's going to help bring you out of your shell. But it will happen only on your own terms, only in your own timing. You will see something, hear something, experience something, remember something that will shake you up a little bit, wake you up a little bit, and get you back on your feet. It's interesting. Okay. But back to the fish and the child. The child is representing something new. You've got a lot of new things coming your way. New exciting things, new beautiful things, new people, new places, new opportunities. Hold on. So whatever you've lost, in some way, in some new way, in some small way, you will recover it in abundance. So if it was a job, that will come to you, it will come back around to you in a big way. Now, this may not happen next week, but this message is to give you hope, give you guidance, let you know there is something to look forward to. Lots of new things to look forward to. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry you're going through such a rough time. Next week will be, I'm not going to say it's going to be hard for you, because I honestly, I feel like the worst has already happened, whatever it is. Next week will be recovery for you. It will be, in some way, it will be finding a way to say goodbye to the pain a little bit. Say goodbye to whatever, suffering you may be experiencing. You're going to be saying hello to yourself a little bit more. And you will experience something, witness something, see something, hear something, learn something, know something that wakes you up, gives you back your fighting spirit, gets you back on your feet, and gets you moving forward again. And once you start moving forward again, when that time is right, give yourself the space. But once you do and are able to start moving forward again, you'll start to experience new things in a beautiful new way, in a beautiful way. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I wish I had a happier reading for you, but if you're here, maybe what you want to know is how, it's going to get better, and this is how it's going to get better. So I'm wishing you the best of luck this next week. I'm sending you lots of love and hugs, and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you watching the video. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.